Hotep brothers and sisters, Black Power. Giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors. Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul of the Street Law Soldiers. My father, my sister, my in-laws, my family, all my subscribers, my viewers, my supporters, my donors, and all of those who are fighting their asses off to the bloody end for liberation, salvation, and emancipation in the black nation. Today, they call this so-called Black History Month, but what I want to do is I want to talk about the sisters, those queens who actually gave their lives and stood up for something and made the enormous sacrifices that was made to try to bring liberation and salvation in the black community. And so a lot of times we don't want to give the queens their props. We always want to just say it's the brothers or us. And I understand that based on the fact that this feminist movement has kind of turned a lot of our brothers off, because a lot of our sisters are yelling at Me Too shit, and it's really unnecessary and it has nothing to do with them. But I want to talk about the real revolutionary women, the real queens, and we, believe it or not, or you may not want to accept it, but we got some sisters, just as in this picture, that are really putting the work down. They putting the lick down, and they're waiting for some real black guards to step up to the plate so they can start and get this motherfucking cracker at work. And a lot of y'all brothers, y'all talk a good motherfucking game, but how much work are you putting in? And it doesn't have to be bloodshed at this point yet. Let's not be stupid, because we're not ready for that. We're too high and we're too fat to fight this motherfucking cracker right now on the physical level. So, but at the same time, you have these queens that are giving birth to gods and goddesses, and they're looking for the right G to come through. Because some of them, they not tripping about that job shit, about if you're not working or not, and how much money you got. They looking at your ambition, your dedication, your commitment, your willing to fight to put bread and butter on the table by any fucking means, without contributing to the destruction of the black community. So let's be real about this. Don't think it's just you. Don't think a few of us are by ourselves, because there's a lot of us, and a lot of you, as you can see, there's plenty of sisters like this that's willing to lay that lick down. But a lot of them have seen so many coward ass niggas, and that's, a lot of them just back down and just settle for a motherfucking nerd, a non-violent, non-threatening motherfucking sucker ass nigga, which is detrimental to the black community because he has no motherfucking balls. Harriet Tubman. This sister had 245s in a motherfucking Winchester, 305 Winchester. And her thing was, when she woke you up and said, she used to say, we's free. Not do you want to go, what time is it, how you feeling, I know you tired and all that gay shit. We free, meaning if you say no, you got two to the back of your goddamn skull. She will bust your motherfucking brain. Because she never lost anybody on these trips. And she chewed tobacco. She knew how to take care of the babies, to keep them from crying in the bush and in the swamps at night, putting liquid opium on their gums to keep them sedated while they make these journeys. She put that tobacco in her mouth and kept her pistols clean, because she was ready to throw the fuck down. And this was in the 1800s, when shit was 1,000 times worse than it is today. And so whites want to discredit her to try to take the fire out of the black woman by making up shit. She was gay and all this old shit, you know. But it don't work with the real goddesses. They not going for that shit. Ashe. Sojourner Truth was a motherfucking spy for the Union Army, for the black soldiers, and a nurse over here in D.C. at Freedman's Hospital, the hospital that was just for freed men. And she would go there and pass information to the Maroons down in the swamplands and all over in the black communities and oil plantations. Queen Yaa Asantewaa over in Ghana. This was a woman that had 10,000 other women, and they fought 50,000 British, Dutch men. British, Dutch, and English men. 50,000. And it was only a few left when they finally took her life. Those women, they were all queens. 10,000. And they took about 35 to 40,000 of them motherfucking crackers down. Laid them the fuck down. Queen Yaa Asantewaa, Sojourner Truth, real goddesses. Queen Nzinga, same way. Queen Nzinga was on the throne, and where the crackers used to have to come and make appointments to see her. And one cracker she used for a motherfucking stool. She used for a stool that was captured and had this motherfucker on all fours, and she sat on this motherfucking cracker. He was a goddamn stool, a chair. She didn't bullshit. They did not play. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing, who I knew personally, of our time, the same way. She was the same way, trying to prepare the black mind to engage for liberation and salvation and emancipation. But it started with the mind first. She was a phenomenal teacher. Phenomenal. Get her book, The ISIS Papers. She was on Phil Donahue's show and wiped her ass with Phil Donahue in terms of debate. And the racist William Shockley, one of the most racist motherfuckers that ever hit the planet. Dr. William Shockley, who was dealing with evolution and all this bullshit. And Dr. Frances Cress Welsing wiped her ass with this motherfucking cracker. Get the DVD. Old Testament Angela Davis, who was George Jackson, Comrade George Jackson's soulmate. And what happened is that when Comrade George was murdered by the San Quentin Devils in the prison yard, I kind of think that took the life out of Sister Angela Davis. She's basically a feminist now, basically some shit right now, but I'm talking about Old Testament Angela Davis. Stagecoach Murray Fields, that's who they called Stagecoach, that's what they called her. She was fist fighting white men every week for money And the last cracker she knocked out, he was 30 and she was 70. And she broke his motherfucking jaw. And shot a motherfucking goop. Shot a Chinese motherfucker in the ass for fucking with her dog. Murray Fields. You see her there with that motherfucking .305 Winchester. And it has been used on non-melanated motherfuckers. Ida B. Wells. Thrown off a moving train because she wouldn't give her seat up to a goddamn Ice Ape, a Neanderthal, Caucasoid motherfucker. Physically thrown off the train. And she went and got a 44 Magnum, went underground for 30 years, and she developed her own newspaper and reported all the lynchings that took place in the U.S. Robert F. Williams, his wife, from North Carolina, who the Klan and J. Edgar Hoover tried to annihilate. But they had shootouts with the Klan in North Carolina. And then they had to flee. They fled and left the country and then came back. But they stood there. Get the book Negroes with Guns. Forrest Whitaker plays Robert F. Williams in a movie called Deacons for Defense. It portrayed Robert Williams, although they used different names because they did not have permission. But it's about Robert F. Williams and his wife, Deacons for Defense. This is how our queens, our herbalists, the mothers of the community played a pivotal role in the upbringing of our children. The three sisters, Coretta Scott King, Betty Shabazz, Myrlie Evers. Now, Myrlie Evers, who remarried, but Myrlie Evers is the husband of Medgar Evers, who was shot in his back by Byron D. LeBeckwith while going into his house. Medgar Evers was a force to be reckoned with. He was the former head of the NAACP Mississippi chapter. And he was not bullshitting. Medgar Evers wasn't one of them NAACP niggas that believed in talking and protesting. Medgar Evers believed in throwing the fuck down. Because he was in the war. I believe he fought in Korea. Betty Shabazz, who people actually think that her grandson deliberately set her on fire. That's untrue. What happened, they got into an argument and he set the curtains on fire in the kitchen. And the fire got out of hand when Betty Shabazz tried to put it out and she got burnt up, pretty bad in the process. But he did not deliberately set her on fire. That's what these devils want you to believe. That did not happen like that. It was an accidental fire. Coretta Scott King, who they kept wiretaps on till the day she closed her eyes. She stuck with Dr. King. She knew of his infidelities and whatnot. But Coretta Scott King was looking further down the road. She didn't have time to deal with that type of shit, that petty shit. She was fighting for liberation. And she knew Dr. King had the ability to make it happen because he would have won the 68 presidential election had it not been for U.S. Army Green Beret Sniper Team, CIA, FBI, Memphis Police, Jesse Jackson, Raul Pereira, who ambushed Dr. King April 4th, 1968. But Betty Shabazz became a conscious liberator, conspiracy theorist. Went to go see James Earl Ray in prison twice a month. The James Earl Ray told her who the real killers were. Afeni Shakur, who done years in prison and stood up along with Dhoruba Ben Wahad and others. They were convicted of attempting to blow up all of those motherfucking buildings in New York, all those government buildings. But after she served those years in prison, and she got her own self out. See, she was the first rapper, the first one to write the lyrics down by writing herself out of the penitentiary. And had Tupac in jail. Strong sister. Now, where did the black community go wrong? You know, we went from that to this shit. Look at this motherfucking nasty, slutty shit that our ancestors are turning over in their motherfucking graves to see that all the work that they put in and sacrificed their lives. This is the thanks that these sisters give for the fight for liberation. And the cracker is dominating these sisters. Look at this shit, man. See, and a lot of you, be honest, a lot of you look at this shit and say, damn. But my damn is different from your damn. You look at it in a perverted sense. You're looking at someone's rectum in a perverted sense. And who would have their woman? You think Coretta Scott King, you think Harriet Tubman, Sojourner Truth, Betty Shabazz would have done this shit? This is a disgrace. This is why, one of the reasons why the black community is in the condition that it's in fucking dire straits. With bed wenches like this, that all they do is run their motherfucking mouths, create tension among brothers and sisters in the black community. She is paid by the so-called white, blood-sucking, hook-nosed, bagel-eating motherfucking Jew to create dissension, black-on-black crime by way of verbiage, verbal black-on-black crime in the black community with her fucking mouth. Because they say loose lips sink ships. Beyond this type of shit, it is disgusting. It devalues the moral compass of the black woman. You know, blonde, white hair. It's an insult. Why would you want to dress and look like your oppressor? The same motherfucker with the whip that you're working for, that has the economic whip, the financial whip, the media whip, the regular whip, the S&M whip, the director's couch whip. And y'all sisters are doing any and everything to be lazy. Just to be lazy. Not having to have any responsibilities. being fucking lazy. So you'll give up your body, you'll get injections, plastic tits, rubber ass, silicone lips. So the white man so the cracker can have his way with you. He can have his way with you. Going in your anus. Making you, I don't even want to say it. I'm not even going to say it. This shit. What if this was your mother or your daughter or your sister? I mean, how would you feel? How would you feel? This is your sister. This your mother. This your aunt. This is your niece. This is your daughter. How would you feel? What happened to the real queens? The real queens. When are we gonna get it right, brothers and sisters? When are we gonna stop being afraid to step to these queens and cover them up? Not just physically, cover them up spiritually, intellectually, morally. Start being upright, brothers. We're losing our women. This Caucasoid mutant, ice monkey, this snow gorilla, this cave dog, this Cro-Magnon motherfucking caveman who is nasty, who is very hairy, who carries so many diseases and so many nasty sexual habits and behaviors. They like to be shitted on, pissed on, whipped. A lot of them eat feces as a ritual. And I'm going to show you those pictures too. Why would you want to practice the same lifestyle as the beast, as your oppressor? His job is to turn you out in front of your man, in front of the black male community. You see this bitch, this is what the mindset. They take Nicki Minaj and Beyonce, talented people, pay them millions to keep their hair blonde, to imitate the slave master. And the white bitch hates you. Why do you think she wants to look like you? She wants an ass like you. She wants breasts. She wants big lips, full legs. But she hates you. Who do you think during slavery called the slave master to tell them to sell your babies? Because she knew that the slave master had an overwhelming level of lust for the black queen. That's why I don't give Sally Hemings no motherfucking credit, Meghan Markle, because they haven't been raped. They willingly suck on the white man's nasty pink dick and balls as a way to get a come up. Because what other reason would you fuck with your oppressor unless you're trying to get free or you're trying to be compensated during your slavery? You know, man, you niggas need to wake up. Stop lusting for this nasty shit. Brothers and sisters, look what we turned into.
All my down lows still checking with me. All the true gangsters know they ain't never loved no gold. All the hood rats still
Look at this shit.
all my true fans still checking.
Y'all know this is motherfucking RuPaul. This is where we at.
Passing nothing but dope indeed. Real trees.
This is where we at as a people. That it's okay for a nigga to come up like this and celebrate it. This motherfucker has his own show. Real G's, because during revolution, people like this need to be eliminated, executed. For the influence that it has on the babies. Because you got babies that are wearing, little boys that are trying on dresses and pumps. Doing this Jussie Smollett bullshit. You know, looking for sympathy, wanting to be accepted. Fucking with another man. And people are talking, especially in the black community, like he had a motherfucking regular platonic heterosexual relationship. This nigga's a motherfucking bitch. He's a bitch ass nigga. And this shit is unacceptable. And then you got these motherfucking niggas out here ready to step to another motherfucker that look like him and don't say nothing to the motherfucking cracker. Nothing. Nothing. I see it every day. Motherfuckers don't speak to each other, but then when they see a motherfucking cracker, they start talking, even talking white motherfucking dialect. Hey, how are you? How are you? How's the family? Fake, weak, spineless, punk motherfucking niggas. And see, one day this shit gonna end, because if it was left up to me, it'd be a lot of motherfuckers going away from here. It'd be a rack of motherfuckers going away from here that are hindrance to the black community. Even those who don't practice or are not in black consciousness, but keep shit stirred up. Always starting something. Always talking like a motherfucking bitch. Always hating, knocking the next man. Because their lives have become so fucked up. And now, I'm going to go off the subject for a minute, because I know this is something that I can feel that a couple of you all need to hear. Because you got motherfuckers that around you that hate on you. Hate on the fact that you with your woman. Hate on the fact that you're standing up upright. Hate on the fact that you deal with black consciousness. That your intellect is on 1,000. That you standing up. And that you're doing shit without being a motherfucking slave. Working on a motherfucking plantation for a lot of you. Because they don't want niggas like you on that plantation. You are a threat. You a heterosexual. You a strong motherfucking G. You got street cred. And you know what motherfucking time it is. You're considered a threat in the corporate structure. Or any structure that this cracker owns. Or runs. But if you are a bitch ass nigga, you take an oath that you're gonna tell on everybody on the motherfucking job. You tell the cracker all the other brothers and sisters' personal business. Then you the type of nigga that they want. And it shows in your demeanor. It shows in your behavior. I see it all the motherfucking time. When I'm in the streets, when I go around even certain family, that all they do is walk around full of hate because they are dissatisfied at the turns that their lives made. And see, sometimes motherfuckers that been in worse conditions than these motherfuckers, for example, a motherfucker that got a college degree opposed to a motherfucker that been in the penitentiary, the motherfucker that been to college hates on the motherfucker that been to prison. Because it's something that the guy in prison has that the college degree don't have. That's swag, that's motherfucking thoroughness, that's balls, that's willingness to stand up. And I'm not talking about everybody that went to jail. Because you got some niggas that go to jail and they just bum motherfucking niggas. Bums. You know, and I see them in family members, motherfuckers, you know, some buddies of mine. Hygiene fucked up, stink. Don't know what it is to go shopping. Never been to a haberdashery. Never got fitted for a suit. None of that shit. Never been out of the country. Never counted for anything. And that's by choice. Because each and every one of us are responsible for our conditions to the degree where we at the point where we're knocking on the door, ready to kick the door in on the system of racism, white supremacy. Well, not supremacy, because they're not supreme. White inferiority. And you can imagine a motherfucking G like myself, what I go through, the calls I get, the motherfucking hating, the motherfucking criticizing what I do. All the work that I put in, research, because you're jealous. You got hate in your blood. And you got to be eliminated when it's time for liberation, because you are a hindrance to our growth and development. And I will personally take the motherfucking sword and take your goddamn head off. Because you are in the way. Just like this bitch nigga here. In the way. Got young boys dressing up, thinking it's okay to suck a dick, thinking it's okay to lay with another man. This shit has become common practice, and we have accepted it. Man, brothers and sisters, just enough is enough. And all of us got one of them motherfuckers in our family. You know, because nobody, I don't believe that motherfucker, you come out the womb gay. Don't tell me no shit like that. I don't want to hear it. That's complete bullshit. What, this motherfucker drink gay milk? No, man, no. The baby food is gay. The Pampers has gay powder in it. No, I'm not buying that shit. It's your upbringing, what your surroundings, and then when you get to a point, it's the choices that you make.